it's basically a manifestation of boredom, where some people just said, okay, empty corridors full of boring mobs, full of no loot, no nothing, just a goal at the end and a little bit of soul ash. Enjoy yourselves. Well, we might as well try to speed through it. Yay, guys, let's go. Torghast speedruns. Apparently it is a thing. Apparently it is a growing new thing in World of Warcraft in its lull, stale state. Something that people engage in and something that I tried for myself. If you want to know about Torghast speedruns, stick around, let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Gyro, I'm your host here. Well, the topic is pretty clear. It is a Torghast speedrun and my very noobish attempt to blow the dust off my Demon Hunter as soon as I finished Kyrian campaign, as soon as I got all the top eye-level gear that is accessible to me solo as a casual player, as I normally play. So I got my Demon Hunter to item level 185, which by my standards is above average, way above average, and decided to try a speedrun, because everyone who is doing speedruns apparently out there right now, it is just a thing. Yeah, that's it. There is not much else to say about it. Apparently all of those people are Demon Hunters. I mean, not all of them are Demon Hunters, but the ones who are doing well, they are Demon Hunters. And Demon Hunter, as boring as I still maintain my position on it, I still think that generally out there in World of Warcraft, Demon Hunter plays quite boring in my hands compared to other classes. But I am decent on Demon Hunter. I have cleared 5 masks of horrific visions in an did all the achievements solo, obviously solo, not as part of the group, in patch 8.3 in Battle for Azeroth. So I am proficient enough with Demon Hunter, certainly more proficient than with monks, than even with shaman and with others, yeah? So I have decided to do the speedrun myself. I did not study, I did not watch guides, I did not do any of that kind of stuff. Let's get it out of the way. And in case once again you will be like, oh, why Gyro didn't you study first for 3 years before telling us about it? Because we're having fun here on this channel. You seem to be new if you are asking yourself this question. You're most welcome here, by the way, as long as you are not an elitist. So I am discovering things for myself. I play how a normal person would play a new game or a new element of the game. I just discover. I think that's where majority of the fun is and where some longevity of the game is for me. Let me know how it is for you. We don't have to agree, but that's my position on it. So here is what I've discovered, okay? I've done only 2 or 3 speedruns, and all of them were by my standards, within my item level and within what I've expected. They were all reasonably successful. And by reasonably successful, I mean that without any particular knowledge, without any particular flasking, particular preparation, severe overgearing of the content, I think that I was able to maintain speed and I was able to achieve more than what I thought I would have done. So my very first attempt was layer 3 of Torghast in this item level, 185. Completely very first try, and I think I killed the boss on about 11-minute mark. Surely that could have been optimized, surely I could have been better at this, but it is what it is. And in my world that I report to you about very regularly, first of all, why layer 3? Because layer 3, as baby level as it is to some of those high-flying people, right? For us casuals, layer 3 is the first meaningful level. Yes, it's easy, especially comparatively to others, but at the same time, it is where we start getting legendary powers from the bosses. That is what makes layer 3 meaningful. That's why it was my very first try. I didn't go speedrun layer 1. I did layer 3 straight up. And 11 minutes versus my average 25 to 30 minutes, like Death Knights, layer 3, they clear, my Death Knights clear layer 3 around the ballpark of 30 minutes, which is kind of embarrassing if you talk about it and if you stop and think about it, and if you look at this result, even this very noobish, very first try at the speedrun result. But that's just what it is. And Demon Hunter, who clears this layer on 11-minute mark, it was a very good attempt for me in my book. My second try was layer 5. Same Demon Hunter, same item level, 185. Layer 5, I think more of you would agree, especially my casual people, you would agree that layer 5 is something already not to sneeze at. Maybe layer 3 is a little on the easy side, but layer 5 for 185, you know, Kyrian, Demon Hunter, yes, by definition overpowered, yes, by definition the most mobile class in enclosed environments. It's not a druid, who is more mobile in the outer world, in the Maw, for example, but in the enclosed environments when you need to maintain speed, it's great. Now, if I would dare to even pretend to be qualified enough to give you a tip, for what it's worth, not being a specialist, here is a tip. How do you do it? First of all, Demon Hunter, because it's the most mobile class. Maybe Monk would do okay, but I cannot imagine you doing particularly well on anything else. Maybe Feral Druid. I'm just thinking off top of my head right now of something that would be able to maintain speed throughout the run or skip elements of the run, such as Druid could go into stealth. But the idea is that you don't pick fights with the trash. You traverse Torghast as fast as you can towards the end boss of the level, of each level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get as fast as you can towards the end. That's about it. If you got dazed, if too many casters are on your tail, if you somehow feel like you need to get rid of the group that is chasing you, do it. As a Demon Hunter, you should be able to do it pretty well, especially if you're Kyrian and especially if you do that exploding sigil on the ground. It's fantastic. I'm still unaware of any other Covenant provided power that would be better for Demon Hunters. I still think that it's the best Covenant power out there. Let me know in the comments down below if there is even anything competitive to that Kyrian power for Demon Hunters, but every single sane looking Demon Hunter who I've met out there in the World of Warcraft is Kyrian, and I'm Kyrian as well. So just run, just run, get to the end boss and then kill them all. One very important thing for you to understand, and that's something that maybe did not cross your mind or maybe it is a little less obvious. We are used to treating these kind of things or seeing them as if it's a dungeon. And what happens in a dungeon? In a dungeon, if you aggro someone, if you aggro a mob, they will be chasing you until you dealt with that mob. They will never leave you alone if it's a dungeon. You aggroed a mob, an elite somewhere there at the entrance and continued going to the first boss, that elite will follow you all the way through. In Torghast it doesn't work that way. In Torghast, if you have not noticed yet, you can lose the mobs. You can aggro them, but you don't engage, you continue going, and it's a fairly long distance, you would need to run for a while, but they do leave you alone, believe it or not. They do leave you alone. I cannot confirm whether elites specifically chase you and normals leave you alone, but normals can be very annoying in Torghast as well, especially on the higher levels, especially casters, especially in places like Soul Forges or something like that, where there is a lot of environmental damage happening to you as opposed to just direct damage from the mobs. These are just my high level, very high level kind of no regrets type of tips that I was following, common sense tips, and something that probably you would benefit from if this looks like fun to you and if you are desperate like me for some resemblance of fun. Once again, these speedruns, it's purely a, I'm not even gonna call it a community initiative, it's just some players decided to do it and a lot of people started doing it, and I know that there are even websites where you can post your results and where there is a leaderboards and stuff like this. I suspect that they also have some sort of a mod, add-on that's running in World of Warcraft that's tracking your run. I think I heard about it somewhere on a podcast or something that I was listening to in the car. But no, I did not research. I did not research because for me fun is exploration. Even if I'm not doing it perfectly, even if I'm not doing it to some particularly impressive degree, this is impressive enough for me. I hope this is entertaining and impressive enough for you. Let me know in the comments down below if you have tried speedrunning Torghast or if you know some people who run Torghast. From what I heard from the same podcast, apparently the people who are right now leading these leaderboards, right, they are clearing if I'm not mistaken, like layer 8 or something, or higher, under 5 minutes. Of course, they are probably geared in 215 plus, eye level 215 plus, and they are just basically killing machines. They probably just mowing everything down as they go, as demon hunters, as they fail rush, and everything just dies. As you can see, I cannot do that. But even at this modest, but by my standards good item level, layer 5, in what, 11-ish minutes that the video will get to and show you, the timer is showing you on the screen right now. By my standards, it's pretty respectable. By my standards, it's less than a half of my normal Torghast run, of what I would do on my similarly, maybe tiny bit, a few item level points down, similarly geared characters that I would do, like Beastmaster Hunter, or I don't know. Well, Death Knight is a slow poke, completely a slow poke, and we spoke about Death Knight performance, which is good performance, but super slow in the comparison of Frost and Unholy. Anyway, Torghast speedruns, not horrific visions, not by a country mile, absolutely not. Not something that's facilitated by Blizzard, not a system that actually is enabled in the game, no rewards, no nothing. If nothing else, just a confirmation of how stale and how much of a lull is in the game right now. It reminds me, you know what this reminds me of? It doesn't remind me of Horrific Visions. It reminds me of the strongman competition in the game. I think it's strongman competition it's called. If you never heard of it, that one is a community inspired thing also for bored alcoholics and just bored people in World of Warcraft who have nothing to do. They roll an alt, and I think they don't equip any gear. I've never done such masochistic stuff to myself in World of Warcraft. I always found something better to do. But this is what it reminds me of. It's like that strongman whatever it is competition where people roll naked alts, and I don't think they're allowed to die. If they die, they have to reset to the very beginning, and then they record how long it took them to level from 0 to hero. That's what I think that strongman competition is, but don't quote me on that. This is what it reminds me of. It's basically a manifestation of boredom, where some people just said, okay, empty corridors full of boring mobs, full of no loot, no nothing, just a goal at the end and a little bit of soul ash. Enjoy yourselves. Well, we might as well try to speed through it. Yay, guys, let's go. I'm supportive of this. I'm fully supportive of this kind of initiative. I think it's amazing, but I think it just confirms just how much of a lull this game is in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will give speedruns a try if you're desperate and if you have a Demon Hunter in your arsenal of alts, and if you don't, there's no reason not to roll one, that's for sure. It's a nice class, it's a very cool, enjoyable class. Let me know how you progress, let me know what you have to boast, and I'll be speaking with you again in a couple of days' time. Videos are being released twice a week. See you later. Thanks very much for tuning in. Bye bye.